Hey everybody, welcome back to another Bro Guide Tour Review. As always, I'm your host, Bro Guide Jesse, and I have my last interview from Toylanta with Rob Post from Harvinger Studios, covering Savage Crucible. Now, I love Savage Crucible. I'm going to get into it after the interview, why I love Savage Crucible, and I'm also going to show how I display my Savage Crucible on my shelves. Well, on this table for now. I'm going to have to redo my shelves because it's growing past the limits. But I'm going to show you everything I have with them to really bring out the whole fantasy lizard man thing. Also involving multiple different brands. But yeah, I like my setup. But yeah, here's the interview.
Hey everybody, it's Rob Post with Savage Crucible, Harvinger Studios.
All right, so when did you decide you wanted to start your own toy company?
That's a pretty good question. I think the idea was always that we wanted to make toys, or at least customized toys. And I think when we, as a collective group, had enough sculptors and artists wanting to create our own individual toys, I think we just kind of came to the conclusion that we could do it ourselves. So instead of just customizing everybody else's toys, we should make our own, the ones that we want to see.
Okay, so why did you pick this line?
So as a kid, I was a big D&D fan, big Motu fan, loved fantasy. My big brother also really loved fantasy. That's something we spent a lot of time growing up. So it's near and dear to my heart. I mean, I still like sci-fi just as much, but I don't think there was a lot of representation in fantasy. It's always been a harder sell in terms of action figures.
I 100% agree. Now, which one is your favorite character you've made so far?
I love all my children equally. What are you talking about? In terms of actually in production, my favorite character is Como because he's a hybrid. He's half human, half Lemurian. So I feel like that's a very tragic kind of story. The guy holding the skull down at the end, all the way.
This
that
one?
guy, yes. So I think he's a very compelling character. Are the ones delivered? I think in Wave 2, that it's kind of torn between Jaeger and Nashorn in terms of like characters and their backstory, but that's because I know their backstory. Who-Man is actually a tribute to my brother, so that goes back to the whole Motu days. So that's near and dear. But in terms of the actual backstory for Jaeger and for Nashorn, those are the two most compelling characters I feel like out of Wave 2.
Okay. So what is the future for Savage Crucible?
Well, that's up to you guys.
Okay.
So we have really enjoyed the response to Elric, Moorcock's Elric. We've really enjoyed the response to Death Dealer and Warrior Ball and Chain. We're really excited to keep digging into the Brazetto library in terms of bringing characters there. But we also feel like there's a lot of other archetypes in fantasy that haven't been made in action figure or are not readily available. And so I don't want to spoil that for everybody, but there's certain body types that we're definitely moving towards to bring to the masses, and we hope that they appreciate them as much as we do.
I know people are asking for female characters.
Yes.
Are those coming?
So I've been working on it. It's something that I'm not going to rush into because we wanted to do it right, and we're trying to take everything that's been done before us and take the best parts that we think are the best parts and not make some of the mistakes that we feel like other companies have made in pushing out female characters. You know, especially in fantasy, because you have so few clothing on certain models, it's really hard to do a well-articulated figure that still looks really good in certain poses. So that's something to consider, and you know, like I said, we just want to do it right, so we're not going to rush it out just for the sake of having a female character.
Any new factions coming that we can look forward to?
Couldn't hear you.
Any new factions?
Oh, always, yes, very much so. But you guys will get a taste for that in some of the cards for Wave 2. We have special cards in there, so I think that'll add a lot to the lore.
Okay, so the Fishman wave,
yes,
that's coming out this year, correct?
Yes, it's scheduled for the end of 2025.
Okay, and then the pre-orders just went up for this guy.
For Death Dealer, yes, and we're expecting him by the end of the year. So really excited. Have a couple more surprises to deal with him that we'll talk about in a couple months.
Okay. All right, anything else you would like to mention?
No, we're just really grateful. Toylanta's been great. Zolocon was great. We just really like the fans to come by and see the booth, see the figures for themselves, spread the word, and tell everybody.
Okay, and then I believe the next time I'll see you will probably be Retro Toy Con.
Probably, yeah. Well, Joe Fest, if you're going to come to Joe Fest, I don't know. So
maybe.
We got IshCon, Joe Fest. Then there's Iron City Comic Con in Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm not sure what show's next after that.
Yeah. I just know more than likely I'll be seeing you guys next time at Retro. Yeah, which is it's fun. It's a small little
It's a great show. It's a really great show that they put on.
All right, well, thank you so much. Okay, so that was an interview with Rob Post. Now, that guy is great. I've encountered him a couple different times. First time I actually met him was actually at Retro Toy Con, and I had a great experience with him. He let me really know about the industry and everything, so I really admire the dude a lot. And I pitched some ideas to him. Hopefully he does use them, because I would love to see some ideas in toy line. But yeah, but one thing I did want to bring up before I get into this is, well, let me grab it first. Okay, so we're back. And one thing I did want to bring up, which I've never really seen another company do this. I've seen few, but not a lot, is staying on top of issues and just taking care of them before they're actually an issue. So this wave actually had an issue with the feet. And as you see, I ordered a bunch of them. I didn't even have to contact them or anything. They knew there was an issue with the feet. And I'm trying not to, because my address is on these. So I'm trying not to show the address, but they sent out all the feet for every single one of these figures in both these boxes. I didn't even have to ask them. They're just making sure it's not an issue. They're covering their bases. They're actually taking care of their clientele, which is great. I mean, not many companies do that. So, mad praise for those guys. Staying on top of issues. That's great. Okay, now back to Savage Crucible and how you can, or what you can display with your figures to make them stand out on the shelves. So, we have all the Savage Crucible Lizardman. But what could you add? Maybe some Dinosaur Battleground? Okay, so now we have Dinosaur Battleground, we have Savage Crucible, and one Mythic Legion. They all work together. I mean, all the brands, they fit perfectly, because the Axie Toys, Dinosaur Battleground, they're massive, so it just gives that beefy lizard enforcer that you have in your Lizard Man army. You got your King T-Rex, the Chieftain. But what else could you add? What else could you add? Maybe dinosaurs? Okay, so army, Lizard Man army with dinosaurs. You got your cavalry, well, your mounted, I mean, it's not a horseman, but mounted, mounted cavalry. But yeah, so you have your dinosaurs. Most of them are Mattel Amber series. These two are, these two are a Chinese brand. I forget the exact name. It's a hit or miss on those dinosaurs. They're either in scale or they're their own scale. I think these are 1/12. The Raptors are 1/12, while the others, the T-Rex, Spinosaurus that they're doing, are not. And that's disappointing on that line. But I'm not talking about that line right now. I'm talking about Savage Crucible, Lizard Man Army. Amazing. There's one other thing you could put with it, but it's way too big to put on the shelf. But let me just get it. All right, this is a Lizard Man army. Yeah, so this is a Mattel. You can sometimes find it on Amazon for like $30, which that's a much better deal than what it normally goes for. But yeah, this all fits well together. Yeah, like I said, this can never fit on the shelf, but for this video, you get a treat. But yeah, I love my Lizard Man army. Savage Crucible is amazing. I can't wait for their other waves. Death Dealer, can't wait for it. And then I don't know if it was real or not. I saw it on a Facebook page that they're doing nights now. I want to see their nights. I want to see what they do. That would be amazing. But again, guys, look into this line if you haven't already. Savage Crucible by Harvinger Studio. Rob Post does an amazing job. He's going to go far with his company. I have no doubt about it. Again, guys, if you like my videos, help me out. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. It lets me know that I'm doing a good thing. I will always put out my honest reviews. I have not had an issue with Savage Crucible. If I did, I would mention it in this video, but I have not. I praised them in this video because they're doing all the right things. But guys, life is tough out there. Enjoy the little things.
Figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Hey, hey.